So I want to go over with you something that you'll need to get done in your Bright MLS settings. And this has to do with exporting comps property data into Toolkit CMA. So with Matrix, MRIS Matrix, we had a fairly easy connection to export data from MRIS into Toolkit CMA. I know with BrightMLS currently we are, having our learning curve with Bright. So anyway, this is something unfortunately that will need to be done to for you to use Toolkit CMA. Now, I highly recommend using Toolkit CMA as your listing presentation report. Just for the very first time, you will need to set up in your BrightMLS account the data fields for exporting your properties into Toolkit CMA. So I'm going to go through that process with you now. From your dashboard in BrightMLS, go to the top right-hand corner where you see your name and click on the drop-down menu and click on Account and Settings. Scroll down to MLS Settings. And then you want to go down to Custom Exports. So you will see I've already made my export fields for Toolkit CMA. So I am going to go through this with you. Bear with me real quick. Okay, so sorry about that. So what I'm going to show you is what needs to be populated and how you go about making the proper export fields. So the first thing you're going to do under Manage Custom Exports is Add Export. So this PDF that's on the right-hand side is a document that is in Toolkit CMA. I am going to make this available to everybody because you will need to have this guide either on a split screen like I have here, or print it out and use it as you're populating the fields for your export. This is a necessity. You will not be able to do it without this document. The fields have to be in this particular order, unfortunately, so you will have to do this. You should allow yourself about 20 minutes to do this, so I highly recommend getting this set up prior to needing to use Toolkit CMA for a listing presentation. You'll be frustrated if you have to do this when you are going to a listing presentation. Now remember, this is a one-time setup, so once it's set up, you're going to be all set. So basically, I'm following the directions here set up by Toolkit CMA, and so I am here, and I need to give the export a particular name, and it states right here, export name type Realty Tools. Well, I'm going to just say, because I've already done this a couple times, I'm going to say Realty Tools test. Then what you'll need to do is populate all of these fields over into the export field blank. Okay. So, and like I said, you have to do this in order of the fields that are listed. So the first one is MLS number. And to make it easy, you can just type it in under the search tab here at the bottom, MLS. And there it is right there, MLS number. So you highlight it and then click the add, and you'll see that it appears in the export fields column. The next one is MLS status. Highlight it, click add. There's the next one. Then the next field that's needed is full street address. Type in full street address, add. Next one, beds. Highlight, add. So you're going to go through this process with every single highlighted field that is here. And once again, you have to do this in the order that it's printed on this page. So you're going to go through this whole process until you get to the very last one, which is right here. The next thing that you'll need to do is down here it says include column names, and it states right here choose label. Okay. The next item, it says the separator, that needs to be changed to tab. So once you've populated everything, once you've chosen the available fields that are listed here and populate them into the export fields, chosen label and tab, hit save. So I'm not going to go through this whole thing with you, but obviously you get the idea. You know, you find the field that you need over here, and you're going to populate all of them in the export fields box. Then you're going to hit save, and then you'll see that that your export file has been saved, and you're going to click done. So now you've completed the setup in your BrightMLS account. What I'm going to do now is take you to Toolkit CMA. And show you a couple things that you'll need to know that's a little different when you are gathering your comps and data. So I'm going to show you that right now. So I'm going to just start a new presentation. I've already done this once, so I'm going to do this one more time. Next. Okay, so here is where you are going to connect to the BrightMLS system and collect your comps, property data, and export and then import them back into Toolkit CMA. So the first thing you want to make sure is, number one here, is that this tab drop-down menu is probably set already in your account to MRIS Matrix Residential. You want to change that to BrightMLS Matrix Export. Okay, so that's number one. Number two actually is the download guide. So that's where I got the guide to my cheat sheet, basically. And once again, I'll make this available for everybody as well. So this, you will have to use this to set up the export fields in your BrightMLS account. So that's the cheat sheet, number two. Number three, we're going to connect to the MLS like you would always do prior in MRIS, but now we're going to Bright. Log in. So you would go to, you're doing it residential sales. Now you just put in the particulars that you want, whether it's a particular subdivision, a particular zip code. You want actives, under contract, closed. We don't care about coming soon. You can add in pending. If you want expireds there as well. I've already done a search of properties, so I'm going to go up here to my recent searches. Basically, and I'll just go back and just show you. Actives under contract close, pendings over the past 90 days in 22405. So, basically you'll do a search like you've done before to grab your properties. And now I'm going to go back to my results. To make this a little bit easier, I'm just going to choose all of them because I'm not particularly worried about this particular CMA. I'm just going through the process with you. So to make my life easier, I'm choosing all the properties. Just like before, you are going to export. So go to the bottom once you've chosen the properties you want, actives, under contract, closed, hit export. Here is where there's a drop-down menu, and you'll see we're going to choose Realty Tools, and then you'll see the ones that I've done, the couple test ones that I've done, but the tried and true one that I added all the appropriate fields is called Realty Tools. And I'm going to click export. It may download automatically to your downloads folder, which it did before with MRIS. Now it's allowing me to select where I want to download. I am going to put it in my Dropbox folder, or you can put it wherever you want to, whether it's your downloads folder or your desktop. These are comps for 804 Scott. And hit save. So now I am completely done with BrightMLS. I am going to go back to Toolkit CMA. Okay, now I'm at number 4. So from here on out, it's is exactly the same as before. I go to click on choose file, and I already know where it is. It's, I've saved it to my Dropbox. But again, if you've chosen downloads or desktop or documents, but here it is right here, Realty Tools. The nice thing about this is compared to prior with MRIS, it used to say residential exchange and you weren't able to name it before. Now you're able to name it and possibly come back to it, or it's easy, and now it's a little bit easier to find. Okay, so there it is. There's the file. Now I'm going to click on upload. I know this will take a little while because of all the properties. So I'm just going to recap while that's working a little bit. So I'm going to recap from your dashboard in BrightMLS. Top right-hand corner, click on your name. From the drop-down menu, click on Account Settings. Go down to MLS Settings and go to Custom Exports. You do want to make sure that cross-property is highlighted, which it should default to that. When you initially start, this box will be empty. And to get started, you're going to add export. Okay, from here, you are going to need this document, which I'll make available, because you will not be able to complete that export file without this document and these fields, and they have to be in this order. Okay, my upload is still in process. Let me clean this up a little bit. All right, we're almost done. I just want to show you that the outcome is going to be exactly the same as you know it before with MRIS. Okay, so the file, it's uploaded all the properties. From here, I'm going to check all of them and go next. And I'm going to keep on going. Here, I'm going to create the presentation. And here's the listing presentation from Toolkit CMA. I'm going to scroll down just so you can see. Okay, here we go. So here's the data that was pulled in. It is exactly the same as it was with MRIS. So here's my analysis summary with currently on the market, under contract, sold. Here's my map. Here are the properties from the MLS with all the fields. Now, these are the fields that you are going to be populating. So this is what is required to be done, obviously, to pull the data over. There are the comparable properties, and then here is the side-by-side column. So everything is going to end up looking exactly the same as it did before. It's just the initial setup in your BrightMLS account for the very first time is a little time consuming. I will say, like I said, I allow for about 20 minutes to get that done. I will have a class, training class in the near future, probably next week, so I can help you guys hands-on get this done. But if you follow the guide step by step, it is fairly self-explanatory. But I do know that I don't mind helping you guys get this set up. So anyway, I want you guys not to get away from using one of the best tools that we have in the company, which is our customized Toolkit CMA. So definitely go to your Bright account and go to account and settings and start your custom export data field, customize your data field export. Again, if you have any questions whatsoever, I'm happy to help you. And then look for an upcoming class training on this as well. My number is 540-226-4795. Hope you guys have a great day.